No, I'm parked.
Welcome back to the show, guys. NWA Cane Corso, we talk absolutely everything about dogs. So this is going to be a rarity, a debate between Tony Scandy and David Wenrich. David had some problems with some of the comments and beliefs made by Tony Scandy in our last podcast. But so yeah, just give each the audience a brief introduction on your history in these dogs. Let's start with you, David.
David Wenrich. I've been messing with these Corsos for a little over a decade. That's pretty much it. I run a different bloodline that 90% don't have or like or whatever, but that's basically my history.
All right, Tony.
Man, I want to stay modest. I hate to even give I always do it, Joe. You want me to say this stuff or?
Go ahead and say it, man. It is what it is. Your work is your work.
37 years breeding, Cane Corsos, over, nearly close to 300, maybe a little more champions in 37 years, nearly 4 decades. And never to be rude, Dave, I always like to make the joke. You're 27 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
I've been breeding the dogs 10 years longer than you've been alive. You know what I mean? So it's just, and nothing, no disrespect. Just want to make sure everybody understands that. All right, and so that many champions, more OFA, pen hit passing dogs than any breeder in the country, police dogs, certified canines, work with a bunch of different canine places. Are you able to hear me, Joe?
Yeah,
I thought you were saying so. We couldn't hear you. Okay.
I'm yelling at my kids.
Okay.
Sorry.
Multiple police officers, actual certified canines. Just very proven, man. Just very proven in the industry. Right now, I got a training. Couple training people that I still work with right now that are getting dogs exclusively from me, family homes, protection dogs, stuff like that. Just there's a little different beliefs than a lot of the people. Just, that's what we're here for. Me and Dave just totally on, opposite pages, but people in life can be opposite pages in anything they do. So it's not a disrespectful thing. It's just, we're going to discuss it all and break down some history and beliefs and, methods of training or whatever, quality of dogs, different things like that. That's it, man.
All right. Well, we're going to get right to it. Like I said, David had some issues with the description of what a Cane Corso should be and maybe what a Cane Corso really is. We're going to see, but let me play this clip here.
So he can pay a fucking handler to walk his dog into the ring, tickle its nutsack, and stack it out for the judge. Because any fucking real person with a real fucking Corso wants it to be a fucking guard dog or to protect their property or whatever the fuck, and no fucking dog like that should let somebody come up and touch it. Yet again, I'm just ranting this shit because this man Tony got me fucking hot with his fucking stupid ass shit he's out there preaching. He talks about a lot of these bad Corso breeders taking advantage of, unknowing, customers and shit. That's fucking Tony. He's selling them fucking a fever dream, selling them dogs that have been show dogs for 20-something years, and he's selling them to people saying that they'll protect their property and their home and shit. Fucking gay. Not to mention, I said this shit before, because it's a story that everybody fucking knows. Tony's told people this, so I love how he tries to double back on this shit. He was fucking afraid of his dogs. Those old school fucking American dogs, Satili, Belmonte blood and shit. The man Tony was afraid of them. That's why he got rid of them. The dogs were too fucking hard for him. Don't be flipping the shit saying they were unstable now just because you were afraid of them and couldn't handle your own fucking dogs. Shit's fucking weak as hell. And then, you wanna push now this AKC shit and these fucking import lines. That's all he has. The man got fucking pissed away the old blood, got rid of it, he was afraid of it. Then he went to import, which had to go over to AKC AKC and shit. And yeah, he registered his old dogs AKC. The man's stuck there. The man is stuck in the AKC because they closed the stud book. He's stuck with that Italian blood. So of course he's going to shit on our fucking American dogs and the American blood. What the fuck else is he going to do? Yo, also, fucking Tony said on a podcast not long back, I'll debate anybody, anytime, anywhere. I'll make him look like an ass in under 5 minutes. Blah, blah, blah. Bro, somebody send this to that fucking guy, because Tony has my number too. Send it to him. Fucking put me on camera and debate me. Fucking debate me about these Corsos, about the history, and about all the fucking truths behind this shit. We'll see who looks like a fucking ass at the end of the day on the end of that podcast.
Here we are. Here we are. Tony, you got any response to that?
Man, you know, it's I mean, no disrespect again, man. It's to watch that video is extremely comical. You know, somebody that has tons and tons of award and accolades and achievements, and that's coming from somebody who, and just Davis is no disrespect. I don't want you to get disrespected and feel that I'm being critical, but somebody that has zero achievements, man. I mean, has his own beliefs and bloodlines. You know, I mean, I'd love to ask you a couple questions with Dave. We could go a little back and forth if that's okay, Joe. It's
fine,
up to you. I mean, if you're in there,
that's what we're here for, bro.
A little back and forth. So, Dave, you know, like one of the first things that you talk about in that video is, you know, if anybody could put their hands on the dogs, that's garbage dogs. They're fucked up dogs. I mean, is that what you really believe, man? Your dogs are that tough? You breed stuff that's really that tough that nobody could touch them? Like you can't be touched?
Yeah, I mean, and I got several DMs after that video from certified trainers, guys that have been in the game a long time, training dogs, and they agree. They said anybody that would be saying that a Corso anybody should be able to come up and touch a Corso, that's complete nonsense. So it's not just my physical beliefs, but there's many trainers that back up that thought process.
Well, let me ask you this question, because I just want to make this clear right now too. I'm glad you mentioned trainers. I just worked with 2 top trainers in the world on 2 podcasts that we've done. And I'm not going to say my podcast place, but people know it. Justin Rigney, one of the top trainers in the world. Eric Stambro, another one of the top trainers in the world. Real trainers, police, canines, canine trainers. They both got their own podcast. They're both nationally known across the nation, even across the world. And they both will disagree with exactly whatever trainers that you said that. They're all about stability. They talk about stability. What happened? Is he there, Dave? Are you there?
You fell out.
I hope he didn't fall out already. I mean,
yeah,
it would be crazy.
Yeah,
we'll hold the comment until he comes back in.
Okay. Oh yeah, he fell out. He'll come back in. Yeah. That's
the bad thing about doing shit on the
internet.
Was he driving?
Yeah, here he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I got a phone call. Let me text some people and tell them not to call me.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Tell them you're on the NWA show. Leave us the fuck alone.
Put that shit on block. Do not disturb.
Unless it's your family, you know.
Yeah, it was moms. It was moms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't mean that for mama.
All right, we're good.
So let me keep going. So I stopped talking. So what I was saying, Justin, is 2 trainers, world nationally known, that are professionals that have had multiple, you know, working dogs, title dogs, police dogs. Not just saying they're trainers, just, you know, a lot of these people are fly-by-night trainers, fly-by-night breeders, 0 accomplishments for either of them, and everybody got something to say. So those guys just came on 2 days ago and talking about if a dog doesn't have mental stability and can't be touched, and you can't come around the dog and it can't interact with people, the dog shouldn't be walking the face of the earth. You know, they should. And
I agree. Not to cut you off, I agree with that 100% for those dogs that would be doing such tasks. Like, if it's a police dog, if it's a true personal protection dog, it 100% has to have stability of the mind, has to be stable. It has to be able to let people come up and touch it and all that stuff. But I think what maybe the trainers you're talking to, they're in that lane of personal protection, police dog work, etc. The guys that I'm talking about are saying Corso's not even supposed to be doing that stuff. Not to saying it can't. Of course, there's some can. But when most people are thinking of Corsos and kind of has had the breed originated, they're more guard dogs. They're not shepherds. They're not herders. They're not mals. What, you know, that goes with herders. But they're more guard dogs. Guard dogs are not allowed, should not let anyone come up and touch them. And that's from the frame of where I speak from, because with the Corsos I portray them as guard dogs. They're going to be guard dogs. That's what I breed for. That's the temperament I breed for. I don't breed for personal protection or police dogs or show dogs or anything along those lines.
So
that's where I come from.
People biter, man killer, serious protection. Don't come around. Don't touch me. Don't come around anyway. I'm going to kill you. Period. That's what you breed for. That's what you.
Well,
really
I would not say I breed for man biter, man killer. I breed for a dog that displays guard dog traits and instincts. It's first got to obviously alert.
Let me ask you this question. I don't want to cut you off before we keep going. Who are the trainers? You said you had trainers that reached out to you. Who are they, and what are their expertise that reached out to you and tell you?
I'd have to go back and look at their names and ask them their decades. I don't know. They hit me up. I don't talk to them. They saw my thing and hit me up.
You don't even know who they are. They're just some trainers that are fly by night nobodies.
I don't know.
You can't even name them. But I just
I don't know. I don't follow. Like I said, I don't talk to many trainers. They message me out of the blue.
Well, just so you understand, this is clear. I'm not gonna, I can't cut through bullshit, man. Any trainers that would have reached out to you and told you that shit are garbage trainers. They don't know their ass from the hole in the ground. They're clueless. There's no trainer that's certified professional trainer that trains in any type of bite work, protection sport, police dog, Schutzhund, PSA, anything in the world that would tell you what you just repeated. So whoever sent you that. Correct. The problem is with somebody, and this is not being real, with somebody like yourself that's new, young, and just got into this, you're repeating shit that ass clowns are saying, man, and you're being educated by the wrong people in every life around the dogs that you affiliate with. You're repeating shit about trainers that you don't even know who they are. Get some real people that done something, that have some, some type of name that are famous. You know what I mean? I'm talking famous trainers. Talk to Cesar Millan. He'll tell you that shit don't even make sense. Real trainers aren't going to repeat stuff like you just repeated, and not disrespecting you, not saying that you didn't get anything. I'd love to see you post a picture of the little DM that you got from them. Can you screenshot it and show us? Because sometimes I think people lie. Like I actually, this isn't disrespecting you. I think you're full of shit. I think you're lying right now, saying these trainers, because I think it's what you got in your fucked up brain that doesn't make sense. And this is what you want to portray. And you want the people that are going to watch this to think that trainers actually sent you some dumb shit like that.
Well, I mean,
give me 1 second, guys. My daughter and I have to let her in the house. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Family's most important. Hold on. What's up, Soph? You here, babe? All right, I'm going to fly out. You at the garage door? Which door you at? Give me 30 seconds, guys. I'm going to run fast.
All right. Guard dog. You mean a guard dog? You don't mean a junkyard dog where nothing can come in your yard, correct, Dave?
Well, I don't know what the difference in definition would be between, say, junkyard dog and guard dog. I mean, I don't know what the definitions between both would blur. A
junkyard dog is usually something that like an indiscriminate biter. He don't give a fuck who came.
Yeah, I'm not going to physically say, because I don't think you're not even by law. You can't just have dogs biting people for no reason.
I'm back.
Okay. All right, Tony's back.
At the same time, I live so far out in the country. If anybody comes on here that's not supposed to be here, they're probably doing something they shouldn't.
Did you guys keep going? Didn't stop?
Yeah, we still going. Yeah.
I didn't hear nothing. I missed it.
No, I just asked him what was the difference in, was he breeding for a guard dog or a junkyard? I asked him, can anybody go in his yard? Was a dog an indiscriminate biter? Things like that.
Okay. What about the trainer thing? Did you tell us the trainer?
I looked up the one that's at the top. The one that was at the top of my DM list is Complete Canine Services and Supplies LLC. That's one of the guys that messaged me.
I know him.
I'd love to know who it is, but
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about him. I follow his page. He DM'd me. That's all I can say.
I understand.
He's a young guy.
Saying, in my opinion,
He's a good
any
guy.
real trainer's opinion are going to say that guy got something wrong with him to say something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, you breed for something different. So go ahead, Joe. You got in whatever question you asked him, finish up on that.
I was just asking him who could go around his dogs.
Okay, who can?
I mean, pretty much only me and close family that live here on the property. That's it.
So your family can get by them. Your wife can touch them.
Yes.
Your kids can touch them.
Yes.
Strangers, absolutely not. They're that tough.
Absolutely not.
What about the vet?
What about what? The vet?
The vet.
Well, I rarely have to go to the vet, but when I do, I mean, they're muzzled up.
I figure you put a muzzle on them. Okay. So even when you go to the vet knows I'm bringing some dangerous dogs in. They're going to be muzzled. Don't worry about shit. I got
Absolutely.
Control. So you got full control. So here's my problem with stuff like that, Dave. And this is what you have to understand. You know, you're 27 years old. You got a house, right? You own your house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're making payments on your house. You got insurance on your house.
Yep.
Okay. So those dogs, nobody can touch them. Somebody comes on your property that don't belong there. They're going to protect. They're going to get fucked up, correct?
I would kind of think so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know so, or you think so?
Nobody's ever gotten bit by one of my dogs actually in person. You know,
but you raise this really, really seriously protection dog that's not going to let anybody on your property, that's going to guard, and that's understandable. That's what you want. You don't leave them out when you're at home. I mean, they're put away, right?
Right.
Where are they at? In a kennel? You have a kennel.
In a kennel.
Put away. Okay.
Yes.
You have like a building, a kennel, and everything.
Yes.
Okay. So they're there to protect your home. You don't have none of them dogs in the house with the kids, right?
No.
Okay. So you have a bunch of dogs in a kennel in a building. You have your property, and you raise them for protection to protect your yard and your family, your home, right?
Correct.
How the fuck are they going to protect your family, your home if they're in a building in the back? You can't even have them in your house.
Well, I said my vet. It's breeding stock.
Oh, it's breeding stock for who? You don't even have them in your own house. You don't have them in your own house.
Well, Tony, I'm not gonna discuss the contingencies around my house. I have a super small house.
What are they going to protect, though? They're going to protect the building they're in from the rats or mice.
I'm not saying they're going to protect me. If I let them out, they will. But I like we've said before, people nowadays rarely need stuff like that because.
Oh, what I said. I'm glad you just said it. People rarely need stuff like that. You yourself, not being ignorant, you don't even need stuff like that because you're not utilizing what you say you breed. I mean, what are you doing with it? You have them in a building. It's your breeding stock. You're
twisting you're kind of twisting the words that I'm saying. I have breeders in a building. I did not say at any time there's.
You just said it would take me 5 minutes to make somebody look like an asshole.
Well, that's fine, Tony. You can think that, but like I said, I never said there's not dogs out. I said you're not going to catch all my dogs out loose on the farm at 24/7.
One in your house. You just said it. You just admitted.
Well, I do not keep dogs in the house.
Well, what the fuck are you doing with them?
Again,
you just
they are not
in a building, and you breed.
They are not personal. They're not personal protection dogs that I keep in the house. A guard dog is for property.
What property is it guarding if there's not out? Your building that they're in.
You have my dogs. You said dogs plural. Where are they? In a kennel. Yes, I keep some outside at some times. You cannot leave a dog just unoccupied outside all the time.
We'll get by this. We already understand what just happened. It's okay. So you keep some out sometimes in the yard.
Yes. Okay. If I'm out, you can't leave a dog out unattended. So if a dog's out.
Oh, so wait, you don't leave them out unattended.
Right.
You're always out there with them when you have them out. You're with them.
Correct.
So you don't have to worry about one of those dogs or two of those dogs being out to guard your property because when they're out guarding your property, you're with them too. Right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, so, I mean, I don't know how they guard if you're there to guard your property. I mean, to guard something, you got to be able to be sleeping at night and the dog be laying in the house while you're sleeping in your fantasy. That's going to guard. Those dogs laying out in the building ain't going to guard shit. What are they going to guard? I mean, it doesn't make sense. But here's the thing. With what you're raising and what you're promoting, you don't have a choice but to leave them out in the building locked the fuck up, that they can't do shit to help you or protect you. If somebody comes to your house to rape your family or you're gone somewhere, your wife's home alone and you're at work, dogs ain't going to do shit to help your kids or your wife. They're going to be locked in a building.
I know, Tony. That's not what the dogs are for.
What are they for then?
We have a thing called firearms for that.
Oh, but so you're raising a dog that's seriously people biter, mean as shit, ain't gonna let nobody touch it, that you keep in a building, but you have firearms in the house to protect your house.
But they wouldn't be able to alert if an intruder came if they was locked up.
They can't do anything.
Again, they're not locked up 24/7, and just because they're in a building doesn't mean they can't alert. There's windows. There's windows to a building. The kennel is within 20 feet of my front door. The dogs let you know when somebody's here, regardless if it they're out or not.
That would be great. So if somebody comes and blasts your front door in, the dogs are going to let nobody know because you live in no man's land. So no neighbors can hear to come and help you. Nobody can help your wife. You can't hear where you're at work. They still own your house. They do whatever the fuck they want. They take everything you own, do whatever.
Well, I don't own that much, so they ain't taking much.
But isn't a protection dog supposed to be something that protects a family or protects a man? I mean, what do you take?
I don't own protection dogs.
Yourself? What's that?
I said yes, but I don't own protection dogs.
You don't own protection dogs?
No, guard dogs.
Guard dogs. To guard, what are they guarding? Their building? What are they guarding?
I'll give you that one, Tony. That was a good one.
I mean, what are they guarding? It's not. I'm not being serious. I'm not trying to be rude, man. This is the whole thing. Like, I ain't never.
They're guarding the property and the farm.
Listen, let me tell you a story from a long time ago. See, like I told you, I've been doing this 37 years, right? 10 years longer than you.
Yeah, can I ask a question about that? The 37 years?
Hold on one second. Let me finish what I'm going to say. I'm going to let you ask a question, okay? So I had guys many, many years ago. I used to raise all kind of badass show dogs, but those show dogs could go and still do protection work, bite work. They could stay in my home. If some intruder came to the door, I could send them out after them to do all the work, heel down, sit, stay, attack, bite, this, that, everything. Police dogs left and right, working on the police forces and all that. All kind of protection dogs and NBA players, movie stars, LeBron James, Patti LaBelle, every athlete on the Miami Heat, half of them that have my dogs, protection dogs for their family that are trained to do what they're supposed to do, that can be out loose in a family home, in the home. So here's the thing I used to tell people. Way back then, we had guys just like you. I've seen thousands of guys just like you come in this breed and get involved for 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, and disappear and just go away. I mean, here it's happening. I'm not saying that you will. Maybe you'll survive. Maybe you'll be around. Breeding shit like what you're talking about, I mean, I don't think there's a future there. I don't think you're breeding stuff that you just said on your own. 99.9% of the population can't have that shit. They couldn't have them. So what I used to tell people, I used to get the call all the time. Well, yeah, man, I was going to get a dog from you, but yours are just show dogs and your dogs don't protect. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get one from Joe Blow. He has some really badass, tough ass dogs, man. You can't even touch them, this and that. I'm like, okay, well, you want to get a dog like that? Go get one. I mean, you said you wanted a real personal protection family dog, personal protection dog. What a personal protection dog means to the normal person and to real professional trainers is a dog that you can take with you anywhere you go in a car, walk to a store, take with you. I mean, I sold to jewelers that are walking around with millions of dollars of diamonds in bags. The dog's next to them. Goes everywhere, gets petted, gets touched by everybody. Somebody attempts to do something, that dog's turned on. The dog can't protect you. So what I used to tell these guys, so the person you're going to get a dog from's got the dogs. You went to their house and visited, right? Yeah, man, they were just badass, going off the wall, bouncing off the fence and everything, bouncing off the kennel. Well, bouncing off the kennel in the house or outside. A majority of them had them outside like you do. And they showed the people these dogs bouncing off the kennels outside. All right. Then they went into the house where there was no dogs. Okay. And then other people showed the dogs just like you have. And they showed them in the basement, locked up in crates, because they're not safe. They will fuck you up. They will bite, man. And I know that you have that hardcore shit that will fuck you up and bite. You got to put a muzzle on them to take them to the vet. Anywhere you go, you got to put a muzzle on because they will fuck somebody up. That's a danger to society. So here's what I explained to them. Okay, listen, you can go get that dog, but here's the problem. And I'm going to ask you this question, Dave. So you're listening to this scenario, and this might help you educate yourself to learn what you probably should maybe change up and maybe change your philosophies. So when you come to Tony Scandy's house, you get meted and greeted with the dogs. You come in my house, come out, hang out in the living room. Kirby Sweeper Sales wants to come and present something to me, or the Girl Scout cookie people got 2 little girls, and the guy's a rapist that's with him. It's just a setup. Comes to my house. Come on in, sir. Hey, no problem. We'll maybe buy some cookies, or we'll look at that sweeper. Okay, hold on a minute though. Your dogs that ain't even loose in the house or out in the building, all right, in the building, can't do nothing to help me. Locked in the basement, or if they're out in the daytime, let me lock them in the basement because I can't let you in here till I put my dog in the basement because he's a psycho that will fuck you up and hurt you and maybe try to kill you. Or let me lock them in the crate, or let me take them in the backyard. Hold on. Once they're in the backyard, once they're in the basement, once they're in the building, I let them people in. Guess what I am? I'm fair game. The woman's fair game. The children are fair game. The dogs can't help you locked up. So if you want to go get a dog from them, go right ahead. Mine are mentally sound, the word that you hate to hear, mentally stable. A mentally stable dog will let somebody walk in the house if the owner invites them in. No problem whatsoever. If that person comes to attempt to attack me, grab my child, the dog's automatically on their ass, man. That's a protection dog. I think
Correct.
you don't
Correct.
understand. I think
No, we're on the same page, Tony. That's a protection dog, and that's what you. If that you're saying that's what you have, perfect. I don't do protection dogs.
What do you
But
do?
I will mind you. I will say that. I will say this.
Who's your clients? Who's your ideal client?
I do.
Who do
I
you
don't
sell
have.
these dogs to?
I don't do the. I don't do this word clients. I don't have ideal clients because
Well, who you selling them to?
my number one priority, besides you're saying what do you want to call it? What I identify the dogs as guard dogs. That's not my number one priority. I'm not trying to necessarily only breed these badass guard dogs. That's not number one, but that's what I identify them as. My number one goal is the preservation of the old blood from Satili, Belmonte, that old blood. That's my number one goal. I'm not trying to breed these protection dogs. I'm not necessarily trying, like, my goal is not dead set on guard dogs, but that's what these dogs classify as, and that's what their purpose is here. Now, other guys, you can take, not to say that a dog here cannot be taken and made a protection dog or made whatever. You can make almost any dog into whatever you want if you start young enough. That's what these trainers have told me. Like I said, I'm not a trainer, but this is what they told me. But I have multiple dogs. Is Joe there or is Joe gone?
Yeah, I'm here. My camera.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So
Go ahead,
I have multiple dogs in family households with children.
Whoa, stop. You said you have multiple dogs in family households with children and everything.
Yes.
But you don't have any in your own home with your
No,
own
I'm not that kind of guy. I was raised no dogs in the house from a young age, and that's what I always
in the house, period.
No,
But
I bring them in. I bring them in the house. Obviously, I bring them in the house.
You're selling dogs to people, and you said that you have them in homes, in families, with children and everything. So you're selling a dog to other families with their children to go in their houses that you said straight out are killers that have to be muzzled, go to the vet. I mean, those people that you're putting their family at risk or their people at risk, so nobody could go in their house, right?
Right.
That's between them and how they train and raise the dog, Tony. Not every dog is a killer, so to speak. You know, some of the dogs here that I have, I believe, are so. But like I was saying, I have multiple dogs in family houses with children where they do exactly what you say. People come over, they don't have to put the dog away, but the dog alerts and will.
Whoa! But you just said that's not. You will kill. You said on your own podcast you'll call.
Let me play that video, and so we can see what he said there.
Yeah, that's important because she's changing now, which is great. I'm glad to see you changing. You're learning. You're understanding.
Cane Corso with Tony Scandy on.
Is it the one I already played?
And there was a part somebody sent me a screenshot from.
I'm not sure.
Tony said something. If you can't go to somebody's house and put your hands on their Corso without them acting crazy, then that's just trash. If somebody comes to my kennel and can put their hands on my dogs, I'll call that dog right in front of them. That's fucking bullshit. You can come and put your hands on my fucking Corsos. That means they're stable? Are you fucking stupid? I thought Corso was supposed to be a guard dog, protection dog, whatever the fuck you want to call it, a fucking mastiff. You ain't supposed to be able to come and put your hands on no fucking mastiffs. Fucking come and put your hands on my Corso, and that's a stable dog. If you can go to Tony's and put your hand on his dogs are pussy. You know, I'm making another little rant here about that pod with Tony, because that man was just talking fucking reckless. You know, it's funny. It seemed like everybody was starting to forget who the fuck Tony was. And you know, he always wants to say, I don't get on social media, I don't have time for that. But it's funny, every time I open up YouTube or something, he's on another fucking podcast talking bare shit. I think the man was falling off and he needed to get back in the public eye to become relevant again. That's what it seems like to me. I find it funny. And you know, then he's pushing his bullshit ass AKC fucked up boxer looking dogs. It's ridiculous, but it's funny on there. You know, he talks about that old stuff was trash, blah blah blah. But then he goes on to say some of the best dogs I ever seen were, you know, Belmonte, Rocco, Armani, Giorgio. You know, those were real hard dogs. Even had a dog, Daniel, I was afraid of. That's all the fucking old shit, which proves yet again the old shit was the best. You know, and all this guy okay, Tony wants to talk about his fucking stable temperament this, stable temperament that. Everybody should be able to touch the dog. The only reason he wants everybody to be able to touch the dog is so he can pay a fucking handler to walk his dog into the ring, tickle its nutsack, and stack it out for the judge. Because any fucking real person with a real fucking Corso wants it to be a fucking guard dog or to protect their property or whatever the fuck, and no fucking dog like that should let somebody come up and touch it. Yet again, I mean, I'm just ranting this shit because this man Tony got me fucking hot with his fucking stupid ass shit he's out there preaching. He talks about a lot of these bad Corso breeders taking advantage of, unknowing, customers and shit. That's fucking Tony. He's selling them fucking a fever dream, selling them dogs that have been show dogs for 20-something years, and he's selling them to people saying that they'll protect their property and their home and shit. Fucking gay. Not to mention, I said this shit before, because it's a story that everybody fucking knows. Tony's told people this, so I love how he tries to double back on this shit. He was fucking afraid of his dogs. Those old school fucking American dogs, Satili, Belmonte blood shit, the man Tony was afraid of them. That's why he got rid of them. The dogs were too fucking hard for him. Don't be flipping the shit saying they were unstable now just because you were afraid of them and couldn't handle your own fucking dogs. Shit's fucking weak as hell. And then, you wanna push now this AKC shit and these fucking import lines. That's all he has. The man got fucking pissed away the old blood, got rid of it, he was afraid of it. Then he went to import, which had to go over to AKC and shit. And he registered his old dogs AKC. The man's stuck there. The man is stuck in the AKC because they closed the stud book. He's stuck with that Italian blood. So of course he's going to shit on our fucking American dogs and the American blood. What the fuck else is he going to do? Yo, also, fucking Tony said on a podcast not long back, I'll debate anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Okay, I think I played that one. But go ahead.
You got the right stuff at the beginning. So,
yeah.
So Dave, you talk about on that thing about talking about I'm reckless. The reason that I came on the podcast and started doing this, I came on the podcast just so you understand, is because of the reckless people like yourself that are giving seriously inaccurate information on this breed. Unfortunately, the YouTube, any Tom, Dick, or Harry could come on here and start a channel and preach like they know something and preach something about it. No disrespect, man. The information that you're giving on this breed is legitimately, I'm not lying, some of the worst in the world, not just in the country, in the world. And I know you got your beliefs and you feel strongly on what you're talking about, what you breed. But you just said in your video about you if anybody could touch a dog, anybody could come to my house, touch a dog, it's a piece of shit, I'll put it down. But now you're telling us about a story about you got other people that got dogs from you that they have in their house with their family and their kids, but you don't. So it's just you contradict yourself constantly.
No, I don't, Tony, because what people do with dogs that they get from here.
Let me just say a couple more quick things. I just want to cover some things and make sure we get some things out. So you mentioned about the AKC. The AKC is trash. Do you have any AKC registered dogs?
Absolutely not.
What do you register your dogs with?
What are we going to go down? We're going to go down this road, Tony?
Well, no, it's a question. What road is it?
They're 90% of them are ICCF, and I have 2 dogs that are registered with ACA.
ACA?
Yes.
You do realize ACA is a joke, right?
You can call it what you want, Tony. It's a joke to you. The AKC is a joke to me.
But AKC is where the whole nation is putting dogs in the ring, working dogs. It's been around for 100 years, but it's a joke. But ACA, who some dude made it in his backyard, maybe in a shed in his backyard, just to take money out of people to put papers on anything that doesn't have papers, that has merit to you? You can't even show it.
I don't care about the merit of the registry, Tony. I care about keeping track. I care about keeping track of my lineage and the way the dogs are bred. That's all I care about the registry for.
I got a question.
Yes.
You said all but 2 of them are registered with the ACA, right?
Yes.
Is this because this is a band dog you're working on?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's not a band dog?
I am not making a band dog. The Corso is a band dog. I'm not making
the ones
a band
that you're working with, the American stuff, the old stuff that you're working with, though, like you self-admitted and said, like, tell us again so everybody understands what breeds were in those breeds. How were they made up?
Oh, Mike Satili made them by crossing Neapolitan Mastiff, Rottweiler, and Pit Bull. And there's a little bit of other stuff in there. You know, Kathy Satili put some American Bulldog type stuff, Bull Mastiff, American Pit Bull Terrier type of.
All these different breeds in that old American stuff.
What's that?
All those different breeds were what that old American stuff was, a crossbreed of all that stuff.
Correct.
And you can't understand why I got rid of all of them.
Well, you didn't get rid of all of them because it's in your pedigree still.
I have some of the good. There's some still good old American blood. Some of it was okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But majority of it, what you're talking about. Here's the problem, David. Here's what.
But you say majority. You say majority of it wasn't. The majority of most breeds aren't.
So do you have that stuff? Do you have that old stuff?
Yes.
Are you sure?
1,000%.
Where'd you get them at?
I found the dogs. I mean, what do you mean? Found them for sale. I mean, what do you mean? Where I get them?
Where did you get them from?
Well, a lot of them come off the Amish.
The Amish.
Yep.
Holy shit! The Amish had that stuff.
Yep.
So damn, I would bet. Where else did you get them from? Do you know the Amish you got them from? Where they came from?
Yes.
What city? What state?
Yes.
Where at?
A lot of them. I'd say like the first guy that I got the first foundation dogs from. He said he acquired them from a person in Ohio. I didn't press him much on it because I didn't care where he got them from. They were what I wanted, and they were the bloodline I wanted, and on paper they were correct.
They were on paper incorrect, but you said that you had to get ACA papers on some of the dogs and stuff.
No.
Oh, not those ones. Okay.
Not those ones. Those are ICCF.
So those you got, how long ago did you get those? You've been doing this for how many years?
About 10 years.
Almost 10 years, you're saying. Not about, almost. Like, are you saying like 6 or 7 or how many?
No, I'm not saying,
honest number?
I'm saying about 10. I mean, I would say it's around 10. I have to go back and look when the first litter was born or whatnot, but it's right around 10 years.
How many litters have you had? You can be honest. 2, 3.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking. I don't keep a book with all the litters I had in. I don't know. I mean, quite a few.
You told me before, like quite a few is 2 or 3 or no, 1 or 2.
Quite a few is not 2 or 3. I'd say, I don't know. 10 years. I mean, a few per year.
I know you don't breed a lot. You know, you told me before that you had like 3 breedings, maybe.
I'd say maybe 15, 20 litters.
Now 15, 20 from last year. We talked last year. It was 3 or 4. You said
3 or 4. I
have that stuff, that old recording from when I did that call. When I called you, you said only like 3 or 4. Like that was
3 or 4 what?
Litters that you've had.
Total?
Yeah.
No.
So you have 15 recorded litters that you can show that if we really went to look, you can show 15 recorded litters with registry, or some aren't registered.
I mean, I could probably show all 15 litters with papers and registered.
So 15 litters in less than 10 years, and you feel you're a breed expert and you should be out there with a YouTube channel educating people. But someone like myself that's been involved 37 years, and it's probably over 300, 400 litters, doesn't have an education of the breed, doesn't understand them as well as you do, because you got educated by who educated you? Who's your mentors?
I don't have mentors.
Oh shit. So where'd you learn all your information from? No mentors at all. Where'd you get all your information from?
Self-taught, self-learned.
How do you self-learn? Please tell me.
How do you self-learn? Because when you grow up in the country as a farmer, breeding and showing livestock your entire life since you were a child, it's kind of just secondhand nature.
Hey, I got a question. That's
right. You bred chickens and shit, right? You remember you telling me about that shit. So you got a lot of in-depth. You studied the chickens and all that, how they breed together. I remember you telling me this stuff. So you became an expert at that stuff with the chickens. I mean, you've done a lot with the chickens and livestock.
Yes.
Like horses, pigs, cows. What kind of stuff?
All kinds of stuff. I mean, yeah, cows, goats, chickens, pigeons, ducks, geese.
So you bred everything.
Rabbits. Oh yeah, a lot of stuff.
All that shit. So you got a lot of education spread on all these different type of animals.
Correct.
So in your opinion, that makes you an expert at dog breeding too, because it's all the same, right?
Pretty much for the most part. I mean, breeding is breeding, line breeding.
You self-taught yourself on all that, or your parents taught you? Your father taught you the ducks and chickens and geese and.
No, my father didn't really. No, my father didn't really teach me. I learned. I had mentors in the poultry, waterfowl.
Okay, so you had mentors in that. You just don't feel you need a mentor in dogs though, because you think it's the same thing. you had mentors and all that, but you don't need a mentor in dogs because
I haven't found
it carries over.
I never found anybody that was.
I got a question.
Yeah,
Dave, when I first saw you, I have no doubt you been in the peds heavy.
In the what?
In pedigree study, very heavy.
Oh.
Okay. So, but you seem to know a lot about the old dog's behavior. No one told you or never explained to you that knew these dogs about how they were back then, because
yeah. I mean, yeah, people. I've talked to countless people that own those dogs, were breeders back in the day. I mean, I talked to
who?
I talked to Linda Valentine quite heavily. I'm pretty sure I've talked to Linda Sanino a few times.
What did Valentine tell you about the dogs back in the day? What did she tell you about the dogs?
Oh, I mean, she told me all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's been so long since I talked to her. I mean, we talked about all kinds of stuff.
I'm just trying to get where you got your education, because Linda Valentine showed dogs. That's what I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked to her. What did she tell you? Because she didn't tell you all this crazy shit. There's no way.
Well, I mean, what are you talking about? What about the crazy stuff? I mean, we didn't talk. We didn't talk about
what they should be like. People biters. Nobody touch them. She showed dogs. She was a dog show lady in Frenchies and Mastiffs and in Corsos.
Right. She was exactly, Tony. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying she didn't give you the education that you're bringing forward to everybody else. So
no, see, that's different. When I talk to her, we're talking strictly old dogs, what they did, what they were like. Okay. And we're talking about pedigrees, how they were bred, where did it come from, that kind of stuff. We weren't talking about, again, she was a show lady. I'm not a show guy.
Right, I understand. Who else though?
I mean, I've talked to Senior's son. I've talked to Mike Satili Jr. Now, I'm not going to say he's the most credible man in the whole entire world. I'm not going to go and say that, but I've talked to him, and he does have some factual. He has some factual information. He can tell you all the facts about all the crossbreeds and how they did it, and the Rottweiler and the Neo and the Pit, and he can tell you all that shit, right? No, he can tell you some of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's factual. Yep. That's what they did. That's the shit we had to clean up.
Yeah,
that's what we had our job while you were, growing up when you were a little boy and stuff, and I mean, even beyond that, I was already cleaning that shit up 10 years prior to you being born. That mess that they made. That disaster that they made, and
that's fine. That's fine, Tony. You can say that, but then how can you say that's a disaster they made? That, and then you quote that Giorgio and Armani were some of the best dogs when arguably they were fresh crosses.
You mentioned Giorgio and Armani and Daniel, okay? Mm-hmm. Giorgio and Armani were stable as hell. Both went to the show ring.
Correct. That may be true. That may be true. But it doesn't stop the fact that Giorgio's father's Nugget, who was a fresh Roddy cross, and Armani's parents. The bottom side come from Kathy Satili, which had fresh Bull Mastiff and American Pit Bull Terrier put in there, and they were fresh crosses. So if they were so stable, do you ever think that they were stable because they were just F1 crosses and they had the hybrid figure?
Where did you get your bloodlines at? That's not even how they're bred. I mean, where did you
that is how they're bred if you know the truth, Tony.
Look at the pedigrees. That's not how they're bred.
Those pedigrees are hung like you don't know.
Oh, they're hung pedigrees. Okay, so
who told you?
What's that? Who told you?
Told them that the papers were hung.
Oh, almost any old breeder you talk to.
Everyone and anyone that's jealous as hell of the success that I've had and the quality.
No, Tony, because they're not just talking on your dogs. They're not just talking on your dogs. There's plenty of dogs that aren't in your pedigrees that are hung as well.
Well, there is hung pedigrees for sure, but that's not from me. That's not from Ed Hodis.
No, I know it's not from you. I'm not saying it's from you.
It's
from the people. Absolutely.
He taught his son how to do it. And here's what I think happened with you, Dave. I think that you came around 10 years ago, which was about right when Mike Satili Jr., who hadn't been involved in our breed for probably a good 30 years, he's been a disappearing act. All right. The last time I talked to Mike Satili Jr., let me tell you, he called me from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He was at a guy named David Carpenter's home. David Carpenter raised some really badass Neapolitan Masters. Had a dog, Turco del Lanano. This is before you were even born. And I know the names of those. That's how much my education is. Yeah. Turco del Lanano was an incredible Neapolitan. Mike Satili Jr. called me, wanted me to buy a litter off him for like $500 a puppy. I'm like, well, who are they out of? What are they out of? Oh, they're badass. They're as good as my dad made. I'm like, what the fuck you mean as good as your dad made? Well, man, listen, I crossed this Neo with a Pit, and they're the baddest looking Corsos. I said, dude, you got something fucking wrong with you? You want me to buy some shit that you just said is the Neapolitan Pit Bull cross, and that's how you created them, and that's how your father created them? That's why I got rid of all that shit, Mike. It's no good. Some stable, some unstable.
How can you say it's no good if Armani and Giorgio were such great dogs and they're still in your pedigrees today?
Those were when I went outside of that shit. So here's the difference between me and you. You're listening to what some people told you. You're banking on some information that a bunch of nobody said, people that we've never even heard of, people that you can't even name. I had my hands in there. I was breeding those dogs. I whelped litters of that shit, and I watched litters come out that looked like Neapolitan. Another one looked like a pit bull. Another one looked in the same.
Yes,
that's a problem. Well, here's the thing: the stuff that you want to preserve is the stuff that 99.9% of the world wanted to get rid of. What do you want to preserve that shit for? What is your
Tony? Because I like it. There's other people that like it. There's a whole market. There's a whole market of people that want that stuff.
If there's a market of people that want that stuff, it's only the market you create on your YouTube channel.
No. That market was around before I was even doing this, and that market will be here well after I'm gone. People wanted those dogs. Nobody forgot when they opened up Dog World or Dog USA and seen that ad with Kokomo in the front of it. Nobody forgot about those dogs. There's an allure to those dogs, regardless of how you say they're crossed, what's wrong with them. There's an allure to the dogs.
Think, man, it's the easiest thing to do. Like there's going to be beliefs, there's going to be real, and there's going to be false. There's going to be educated, there's going to be lack of educated, there's going to be understanding the breed and not understanding the breed. It's just, and like this isn't this. I know it's what you love, it's what you like. I compliment you on. You want to preserve that stuff, that's a good thing for you, but you can't come on and talk shit about everybody else that's doing real things and has real accomplishments.
I'm not talking shit. Like we talked about when you did the prank phone call. I told you on the phone, and you
better hope I never play that to everybody.
You can play it today. I do not care. But I told you on the phone when you called and the way you were asking me the questions. I said, "Hey, I don't like Tony's type of dogs, but if you like them, you pick those dogs. I happen to like this. If you like what I like, then you can pick something from here."
I got to what is this like about him? Have you ever been around him though, Dave? Tell the truth, bro.
What's that?
Have you ever really been around Tony's dogs? Would you say you don't?
No, I cannot say I've been around one of Tony's dogs.
Okay.
Like that come off his yard. No, absolutely not. I can't say that.
You talking phenotypically is basically what you're saying. Like you don't like his style of dog, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Look, nothing, right?
Because I don't care if it don't look the part for me. I'm not even gonna go in any deeper. I don't care what the temperament is, because if the look don't appeal to my eye, I don't care.
But here's the problem. That shows a lot.
But like I said before, I've owned dogs off a similar lineage, not Scandy, but similar import lineage to dogs that are in his pedigrees. When I first got in, I played with that Italian stuff, and I sold.
Oh shit! He fell out. Come on back in, David. Yeah.
Hopefully he calls back in.
Yeah.
This dude don't even understand, man. Holy shit.
Okay.
Let's wait on him, man.
My apologies. My apologies.
You're okay,
like I was saying, I played with that Italian stuff, and it had health issues.
Some of it has many health issues, but see, there's where you're on. Some of it has many health issues,
right?
And that's where you're also uneducated at, because I don't have that stuff. I have the good.
Well, that's fine. I never said you have dogs with health issues. I never.
You talk about I had dogs with boxer type. You can't show one single dog that I have that's boxer type. I don't have that. If you learn the breed and you learn the standard in any country, FCI Italy, FCI standard and American standard, which I'm not a fan of the American, FCI standard all across the world, my dogs meet that standard to the T.
That's fine. That's look. I'm not disagreeing with you.
You like whatever you like, but you do understand that what you like, what you prefer, is not what a Corso is supposed to be. It's what somebody that was uneducated 40 years ago made a standard, Mike Satili Sr., and made his own standard on the bullshit crosses that he was breeding in his backyard. You clearly understand that, right? Because you said it, and I respect you for admitting that. Okay.
Yes. But also, I'll have 1 second, John. Let me get to that, and then
go ahead.
But do you know that Mike Satili had the standard, had the dogs registered in here in America before the Italians even had a Corso recognized, had a Corso standard, or had a Corso registry? So if we're going off of what touched down first, Mike Satili's stuff was the first stuff to touch down. So that's what I'm going off. I'm going off of the exception.
Okay, so here's the problem. You're going off of, and this is a fact. This is not a fiction. This is a fact. Unfortunately, back then, There was no internet like there is now. So Mike Satili, who was a dude that was a hustler, knew how to make money in different ways, okay, because he raised Rottweilers. He was the first one to import the Neapolitan, which was a purebred, raised pit bulls, fought him. He was a big fighter. He was one of the Yankee boys, man. You know that?
Mike Satili was not a Yankee boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I take that back. That was Eddie.
Ed Holders, yeah.
I know about Eddie's history.
Okay. But so what I'm saying is this man knew how to make money. He was a hustler. So back then, nobody could get the information to people. So he came and presented a lie to everybody and talked about this breed that he made up a standard for, just like you said. Made up a standard, and he made that standard fit the Rottweiler, Neapolitan, Pit Bull crosses that he was breeding is what he did. So to you, that means that's what everybody should be doing, because a con man back then came in and didn't want to go over there and bring dogs over and import quality dogs. He wanted to just make his own shit. Because I've talked to people that worked on Mike's yard with him. I've had my hands on all this stuff 37 years ago, 35 years ago, 30 years ago. Again, you're 27, many years before you were even born. So it's hard for anybody to understand what you're talking about or respect it like they would respect me, because I was a part of that. I seen it, hands-on, watched it, seen all the shit. You didn't. You're listening to what a bunch of idiots are claiming to you. So 10 years ago when you got involved, Mike Satili Jr., I'm going to tell you how this played out. He decided, like, man, this is a hot breed. These people are making a ton of money. Man, my dad's name was big. You know, he imported, he did this, he did that. So let me do the same shit that I tried to call Tony Scandy on 25 years ago and get some bullshit dogs at the dog pound and one that looks like this, one that looks like that. So the shit that you're saying is ACA registered, I know what it is. It's the shit you probably got from Mike Satili direct, because Mike Satili tried to call Chris Hodis and beg her to register these dogs that he was again creating 10 years ago.
That's fine, but I've never bought a dog off from Mike Satili Jr. in my life. I actually just started talking to Mike Satili Jr. only a couple years ago.
None of that garbage. Thank God.
No.
It would be terrible. Okay, so Mike Satili Sr., all respect to him. I respect the man because he's what brought the breed and made the breed known in America. I have utterly disrespect to the man because of the way he did things. He was a scammer, con artist.
Are you saying senior or junior?
I'm saying senior.
Okay.
Respect the man for bringing the breed over. He'll be famous for that the rest of his life.
Correct.
But to all the educated people that know what went on, he'll also be famous for being a con artist and scamming a bunch of people. And the detriment of the breed, as soon as they got here, he destroyed it. He was a part of the destruction of it. And people like myself that have been involved for 40, 37 years, 30 years, 25 years, we're the ones that perfected it, cleaned up the mess, brought in quality dogs. And you can laugh all you want. Here's one thing. I wrote this today, me and you did the phone call. When I did the phone call and I played like I was a customer, here's what I learned on that call with you, calling you as a customer.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that I got everything correct. And you tell me if I'm wrong, if I fucked up something.
Okay.
So, all right. You self-admitted that you've never shown a dog, period.
Correct.
You don't sell show dogs. You've never shown a dog. Show dogs isn't what it is for you. Okay. That's true.
That's true.
Okay. You never actually worked a dog ever either. You never got any kind of a working title on any dog. Anything.
I'm not gonna work in title. I've worked dogs, but I don't have any titles.
Okay. What type of work? Sleeve on a sleeve with a leash on and having them bite and then pulling them off?
Well, yeah. Okay. Bite works.
A lot of people do that. They put dogs on a leash and agitate and they bite. I mean, it's not a hard thing. Mostly all dogs will do that, even small dogs. That's it. So no big deal. That's just to make sure that I know that when you say that you breed this working dog, you've never titled a working dog. You've never done anything real. Okay. Yep. That's not a disrespect. It's just what you do. This is what you love to do. This is how you do it.
Yep.
You never did a health clearance. You never did a hip score. You don't even care about that stuff because you know your stuff can move and is athletic. You explained to me.
I've done health testing. I've done health testing, but I've never done any hip score or elbows.
What health testing did you do?
Just the typical. What is it? The wisdom canine and bark health guarantee. Blah 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 blah.
You said you did
genetic testing.
You said wisdom. You said you did a health testing. Then you said wisdom and embark.
Yeah, wisdom and embark.
That's not a health testing.
It's health testing. The genetic health testing. Whatever the thing that they send.
It's just some DNA bullshit. It's not a health testing. You understand that, right?
No, I understand what you're saying. There is the DNA part of it, but there is a hell where they test for whatever it is, like 300 or 400 different genetic
diseases. Yeah.
Diseases. I've done that.
But so you breed though. But you never did a hip test, which is something that everybody that breeds does hip testing at the least. You've never done one of those.
Nope.
How come? I mean, your dogs are that
because
strong.
because it's not. It's
dysplasia?
What's that?
You know they don't have hip dysplasia. I mean, you're that positive.
I mean, I'm 90% sure that any dog that I've ever had that's grown old age and passed away here, they never had hip dysplasia.
Never had hip dysplasia. So you don't think that you ever had it, or your dogs don't have it, but you don't know that. Like you've never seen them. No X-rays, no hips, pen hip, OFA, nothing. Okay,
no.
That's understandable. That's something that you feel. You're strong. You're feeling about it, and that's okay. You're allowed to feel like that. And you never registered with a reputable registry like the AKC. None of them. Like you can tell us
reputable. No, never with a reputable registry like AKC. No.
And that's okay. It's okay. You're okay with the other ones because you don't do that stuff. You're not in the AKC anyway.
Right.
You never trained a dog for any kind of title whatsoever. Anything. You've never titled a dog in anything.
Correct.
Okay. You admitted that you're preserving the dogs that are the crosses of the Rot, Neopit, Bull Mastiff, and all the stuff that Mike Satili Sr. did 37, 40 years ago.
Absolutely.
That's what you want to preserve.
Absolutely.
Okay. You pride yourself on raising dogs and having dogs that are mean as fuck that nobody can touch, period. That's what you like. You pride yourself.
I wouldn't say I pride myself on it, but that's the kind of dogs I like.
We just listened to all the videos from you. I mean, you pride yourself on that. I mean, it's okay to pride yourself on that.
I don't know if I pride myself, but that's what I like.
Are you proud of that, or are you not proud of that?
Proud?
I'm proud of everything I do.
I don't know if that's something that's to be proud. That's this kind of dogs I like.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I got to ask this question, and please don't take this as being rude. Okay, do you realize that on your own beliefs and your own practices, that you are the spitting image and the prime example of a backyard breeder that everybody talks about to date right now and will continue to talk about the rest of your life? I mean, do you realize that's the classification you fall in?
Sure.
Okay, at least you admit it, and that's all I want. It is no disrespect. You do what you do. I do what I do.
What's the difference, Tony? What's the difference between me breeding dogs in my backyard and you breeding dogs in your backyard? What's the difference?
Because
besides all the accolades, besides all the accolades, what's the difference between putting 2 dogs in a pen and breeding them at your house and putting 2 dogs in a pen and breeding them at my house? What's truly the difference?
Well, on that comment, I got a question for you. That's how you breed them. You just put 2 in a pen and breed them, correct?
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
You don't know how to breed. That's not how people breed. You're supposed to put a dog on a leash and a female on a leash so that nobody gets hurt or nobody gets their guts ripped out or their insides ripped out. You don't just throw them in a pen and breed them. But you educated yourself on breeding, and that's how you breed chickens and roosters and ducks. So somebody like yourself could breed.
No, that's not how I breed chickens and ducks, Tony. I do artificial insemination with chickens and ducks. I don't throw them in pen. Yes, absolutely.
Damn, but you just let the dogs go in a pen and breed in a 10x10 or whatever it is.
You act like I just throw. If you want a depiction of how I breed dogs,
no, I'm just saying.
If you
that's
want a depiction of how I do it, I put them in a male and a female in a pen. I bring the female to the male's pen.
Okay.
Put them in together. I stand there to make sure nothing happens.
Okay.
I wait for the male to lock up with the female, and then I proceed to go in and put one of them on a leash to make sure nothing gets out of hand until they unlock from each other, and then I take the female back to her pen.
At least you're putting them on a leash after.
After, yes.
Okay. It's not hard to put them on a leash before because that's.
It's not, but it gets in the way. Females jump around, males jump around.
Everybody got their own way, man. We're just
everybody got their own way. That's right.
Got different ways. All right. What else did I have on this? This is on the day I talked to you. And you're allowed to stand behind for what you believe in, man. Every breeder stands behind what.
Thank you. I'm glad we're still in America. I'm glad I can still do that.
Do whatever you want, man. You can be proud of it too. Okay. And this isn't a disrespectful thing. And please don't take it as disrespect, man.
I'm not.
So what you talked about, your whole program of how you breed and what you breed, it shows zero ethics at all.
Okay.
There's no ethics in it at all.
Okay.
There's zero morals in that.
Okay.
And you're a self-proclaimed unachieved person who's never done shit.
Self-proclaimed unachieved.
Yeah, self-proclaimed breed expert. You got your own podcast, but you're unachieved and has never done anything in this breed in your entire life.
Okay.
And you probably never will. And that's not disrespectful. And that's okay. There's people that have different lanes. You have your own lane. Everybody else has their own lanes too. There's multiple people like you there's hundreds of thousands of people like you in all breeds because
I wouldn't say that.
Hundreds of thousands.
I'm kind of one of a kind. Dave
You're
said.
one of a kind because you got your podcast, so you're special. But no, man, listen, Dave. So the real reason that I wanted you to come on is this is going to be great for people to see, and it's not disrespectful. We got our own lanes, man. There's people that don't do anything, and there's the people that do things. There's people that breed your way, and there's people that breed the right way. You know what I mean? It's not disrespectful. So go ahead, Joe. Is there any other questions?
Yeah, we're pretty good. I'm proud of you too.
We kept it cool. I think I covered everything, man.
I think that's enough. We was able to see where everybody's.
There's nothing wrong with you liking that stuff, Dave. I mean, it's what you like. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I'm everything I tell you is honest truth about it. There's no fabrication stories. I'm not going to lie to you because it's what you like. You know what I mean? And there's no wrong. I liked it 37 years ago too. This shit's great, man. This is a story I was told. I was told lies.
I did have a question about that, Tony. I remember me and you had a conversation.
Okay.
Off the last conversation we had off the record, and I was like, well, I came in, established. I was able to read the industry. I'm able to work off the lines. People already done fixed and things like that. And you said that wasn't the case for me.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? What kind of health issues were y'all running into with that old stuff?
Majority of the old stuff, the problems that you saw health issue wise, as crazy as it sounds, a little bit of hips, but you didn't have the cherry eyes. You had some fucked up temperaments. I mean, and I'm going to say the word unstable as hell because it was a lot of unstable as hell shit. A lot of the breeders today that still utilize those lines, and AKC guys too, not just Dave. Dave has a total different line than those people have. He's doing something different. But those people that claim old lines and stuff now today that are still in the AKC, those are the ones you see in the ring acting like basket cases, fearful, shy, timid, spinning around, gets to the point they'll try to bite the judge. That was majority of the problems with that. The other problems with the old school stuff, you breed a litter and some will look like Neapolitan, some will look like Rottweiler, some will look like Pitbull in the same litter. There's no consistency. And if Dave's working on consistency, maybe he's getting consistency of that stuff to the look that he likes, but he's got a lot of years ahead of himself to try to perfect that stuff. If he likes the Pitbull look of them, or if he likes the Neo look of them, or if he likes the Bull Mastiff look of them, or the Rottweiler look of them, he's going to have to pick and choose which look he likes and try to somewhat do that. The danger with Dave, with yourself, and this isn't disrespect, again, is the stuff that he's putting out, that's going to put the breed on a breed ban list. The dogs like he's talking about, the dog Daniel got called. He's never was bred, and I was scared to death of him because he was insane. That was a dangerous dog. I acquired him from somebody else. Extremely dangerous. Not fearful, though. Confident as hell. Will light your ass up for no reason, just because you came around. Kind of what Dave's talking about. He would love that dog. He would have loved him. Would have probably got bit, but he would have loved him. But when you're breeding up stuff like that, that's what you're going to produce. So that's the danger, Dave. If you're putting these dogs in family homes and stuff with children, you shouldn't do it, man. Somebody's going to get bit. Somebody's going to get lit up. 37 years I've worked on the best temperaments in the world, 4 families in 4 homes, to make sure they're safe, to ensure their safety. And that's to save the breed. So I put pressure on a lot of the people still today that breed unstable stuff. And maybe you don't have such unstable stuff. Maybe you just got real hardcore old school man killers. And that's to your each his own. If that's what you want to breed and that's what you want to mess with, that's fine. You should only sell that stuff or work with people that want to protect the junkyard. Those are there's companies out there that take dogs and rent them and lease them out overnight to junkyards, to car lots, and they lease them. They let them run the property because they will bite somebody, period, just like it sounds like what you're doing. So if you're talking about...
that's not what I'm doing.
Well, that should be your market, though. That should be your market.
Like, but that's not... See, you have that misconstrued. I am not necessarily...
That's what you said.
I'm not consistently breeding for what you were saying as man killers. I'm not necessarily breeding for all my dogs to be like that.
What are you breeding for?
I'm breeding number one, I'm breeding to preserve that blood.
Well, that's what you're breeding for them. If you're preserving that blood, that's all you're going to get out of that.
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay.
Dave,
I don't understand. Like you're contradictory, and that's what I'm talking about. Now you're not breeding.
Here's the thing that I don't think nobody seems to understand this point where you're speaking.
Touch your dog.
What?
Nobody's going to touch your dog. You'll call the dogs and anybody can pet. You said that.
Correct. The dogs here that are mine, but that doesn't mean that
my dogs. I'm calling them.
What's that?
You said if anybody could pet my dogs, I'll call them right in front of them.
Yeah,
Right in
my
front of
personal.
You
My
stand
personal.
on that?
But the thing you don't understand.
You have your personal. What do you breed? You breed your personal dogs, right?
Correct. But I didn't say every single dog that I breed you can't touch. I said I don't want people to be able to come and touch my dogs.
But so you can touch some of yours?
I know. I said I hope not.
Well, because you would have called them if somebody could touch them is what I'm saying. Because you said that. So you're breeding that, man. That's what you're breeding. You're instilled in that. That's what you bred for 10 years. You can't change that. You are risking people that everybody you put a dog or sell a dog to, you're risking them and their family and their children.
I don't see how is that risking them and their family? Because I can touch my dogs, my family can touch their dogs. It's the strangers that can't touch the dogs. Let me break this down
real quick. So here's how you're risking them. I'm going to explain it to you because this is something that, you didn't have to worry about your ducks getting loose or your chickens getting loose and making it to the neighbors, okay? So the dogs you got, if one of your dogs gets loose on accident, if it happens and takes off and runs around anywhere, somebody's going to get killed possibly. They're going to get bit. Period, correct?
I can't speak for that scenario.
Well, I mean, it should be a simple answer. You know your dogs. So you're telling me one of your dogs could get loose, run down a road, and some neighbor's just going to grab it and pick it up and put it in the car and bring it back to you.
I don't know. I've never experienced that. I've never experienced that scenario.
You don't have to experience that scenario. With what you're raising, you're telling me that they're people biters, and if somebody could touch them and pet them, you're going to call them. So it's what you have in your yard, man. They're tough-ass dogs, serious dogs. What happens if one gets loose? The reason I asked you if you owned your own home earlier in the podcast is because if one of your dogs does get loose, and a neighbor kid gets killed or bit or mauled, or an adult gets killed or bit or mauled, because some shit like that can kill a person, an adult, not just a child, you're going to lose everything you've ever worked for in your whole entire life. You're going to go to prison. Your wife will go to prison because you being an idiot and messing with shit like that. She don't deserve that. Your kids don't deserve to be without parents. And that's where you'll end up. That's a fact. It's happened before. Did you know about that shit with the presses that killed somebody and the people went to prison?
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah. Or are you talking about recently?
That's where you'll end up, Dave. So I'm trying to help you when I say this. I'm trying to educate you and everybody watching this. I hope they pay attention to this ending. You will go to prison with shit like that if your dog gets loose. Here's the other problem. You have children.
My dogs won't get loose because
But they won't, because you're positive. You got Fort Knox and people break out of prisons every day, but your dogs can't get out of your little setup that you got in your backyard.
Correct. Yeah.
Because you got it Thank God you got it bulletproof. Keep it that way. How old are your children? I have a 12-year-old.
I don't know if I really want to go on record.
No, it's just how old are your children? It's just there's a reason I'm going to tell you this.
They're young. They're very young.
3, 5, 7, 12.
They're young. Under 5.
Under 5. Okay, so here's the problem. You're going to understand. You're going to keep raising this stuff. You got children that are under 5. You're going to have a birthday party at your house sometimes for the family?
No.
Good. Don't. Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have their school friends come over and play?
No.
Good. Don't. Okay. You know why I'm saying don't, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if they wander into that kennel, what's going to happen to their armor if they put it in there?
Well, I don't believe my dogs will just attack a child, but
what is a child?
A child, you can't just wander into a kennel. We have lots
I'm saying
doors.
Accidentally what happened. I mean, you have your whole...
Tony, it wouldn't accidentally happen because I pride myself on that stuff not happening. I take extreme precautions because I don't trust anybody's dog.
That whole kennel?
What's that?
You have stockade fence around your whole entire kennel?
Yes.
Oh, thank God you do. You should put barbed wire stockade chain link around that. And you have 3 layers of it like a prison. I'm just saying that's the danger. That's what will happen to you, Dave. You'll lose your home. You'll go to prison. Is it worth that to you to keep breeding shit like that?
I don't believe that's going to happen to me. That's just an opinion of yours that might happen. I don't believe that'll happen.
Okay, so it won't bite the kids because the kids are something different. But any stranger or cousin or anybody that goes and walks over by them, they're getting bit, correct? Because they're an adult, right?
And this, you see, you're making it sound like I got lions. I'm not saying you're going to go out. I did not say that the dogs are going to go out of their way to just bite somebody. I said a stranger cannot come and touch that dog.
I didn't say go out of their way. I said if they happen to get loose, somebody's getting mauled. You can't take them.
I would not say that. It's never happened.
What's going to happen?
I wouldn't want that to happen. I wouldn't want the dog to be an indiscriminate biter. I don't want the dogs to go out of their way to bite an individual. It's if the individual displays a threat. What do you want to say?
Hold on a minute. Does an individual walking up to a dog to pet a dog display a threat?
No, probably not. No, I would say no.
But you said if anybody comes and walks up to your dog and the dog don't bite, you'll call the dog. For what? Fucking's not a threat.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Number one, that's just dog etiquette. You don't just go up and pet a dog. Plus, I would never put a dog in a position to where a stranger could come up and just pet the dog.
Okay.
I don't take my dog. That's not how you're gonna trap the supply. I don't put my dogs in a position for that stuff to happen. That's why I live in the country. That's why I have 20 acres.
I'm going to end on this, and I'm going to let you say anything you want to say, Dave. So here's the thing. I don't want to keep beating you up. I don't want to keep doing this to you. And it's not a disrespect thing. I like you. I do like you personally. You're a cool dude, man, but you're just very uneducated. So here's what I'm going to say. I did this podcast so that this can get released across the nation, and we don't have other people end up doing what you're doing, and it could educate them. And hopefully this helps educate you and get you to change your theory, your mind, your thoughts, and realize what can happen. And when we talked about that podcast in the beginning of this video, it showed that, I said that I can make anybody that wanted to debate with me or whatever look like a jackass in 5 minutes. You went above and beyond, beyond the word jackass. I don't know what you want to call it. And it's not a disrespect. The whole entire time, from the start to the end of this, you've made yourself, you've exposed and you've showed what your beliefs are, what your thoughts are. And 99.9% of the world is going to label you that jackass. I said I can make someone look in 5 minutes.
Okay.
So you called me out for this is why I did this. It's probably the worst call out that you're ever going to have, because you're going to become famous now in the breed for this video. Joe's going to make it famous. We're going to be famous together, all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking famous. You can't even imagine the fame that this is going to get. I know your podcast, you wanted to make it hit all kind of likes. You probably never got a podcast that was watched over 300 or 400 times. You're going to watch this one thousands of times. Yeah, your own podcast. I don't have
a video that's been watched over 300 times.
200, 300. What's your max?
Come on, Tony. You gotta do me. Don't do me like that.
What's your max?
Like that. I think I have a couple over 5K. Don't I not?
You might, man. And congratulations to you. This one's going to break that record. In a couple years, this one's going to be at probably 50K.
Okay.
I'm even going to pitch in some money. If there's a way to pay money to kick this shit and promote it, we're going to promote. And I want people to understand at the end of this video, this is not just Corso breeds. This is all breeds. All breeds. Any tough breed, protection breed, the people will be promoting this and wanting this. And, I'm going to call a dog. If it doesn't bite, nobody can pet my dog. You're raising extremely unstable stuff. Stop doing what you're doing in all breeds. Your breed's going to be put on ban list. And that's why I'm here, man. What you're doing will ruin a breed that I had passion for 37 years, that I've been breeding 10 years longer than you've even been alive. You got 10 years in. So it's not a disrespect thing to you. When somebody comes on like you and talks about stuff, to me, I take it as a disrespect to me and all the people that are trying to do the best for this breed. You understand what I mean? It's just a different beliefs. It's your belief is your belief, but somebody in my shoes feels that you're doing an extreme disservice to this breed. The reason I come on Joe's podcast, he's running an all dog breed podcast that's great for all breeds across the nation. I don't think there's a better podcast, not documentary TV, shit like that, to destroy things, not have these people out there doing things. This man doing the right stuff. That's why he pre-recorded it. He was worried about us, but we did great. I mean, everything's going to get shown. Joe, there's nothing that was here.
Nothing's going to be cut. It's going to be aired right after, probably about 3 p.m.
Nothing. Yeah. So it's my passion, man, Dave. So just want you to understand, 37 years of doing this has been my life. It's not been some half-assed thing that I did like livestock out in the building. This has been my life. These dogs interact with my family, my whole life, multiple families throughout the world, my whole life. Joe,
I love how you sneak diss me, Tony. I love it. You're good. You're good. You're good at it. You're good at it.
After you watch the podcast, when it's over, you're going to realize, I hope you as long as I've scratched your brain a little bit to get you to start thinking about change, and I invite you to come and visit my kennel. I truly invite you to come visit my kennel.
Y'all not that far from each other, right?
He's not far from me at all. He's somewhere in PA, maybe 2 hours. I invite you to come and visit, and I'm telling you, you'll turn a new leaf on stuff. The dogs that you think are my show dogs that won't do anything, dude, they'll light your ass up if you come here and they're out and they're going to do their business, but they're stable as hell. They're not going to do anything indiscriminately or for no reason. A dog that you're talking about promoting that is going to bite, nobody let him pet it, it's an unstable dog. Why is it going to bite somebody that just came by you to pet it? Why is it going to bite him? It's mine.
Because it's a guard dog and it's a stranger.
Its mind's fucked up.
I don't believe that.
So you think a guard dog should just bite any stranger that walks over to you and goes to pet the dog, wants to pet the dog that you're going to allow, it should fuck them up?
Well, I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm not going to allow a stranger to just come up and pet a dog. But if a stranger comes onto the property,
it doesn't matter if
and there's a dog out,
your family, your cousins and your family that comes and visits, or your mother's husband, or your mother's wife. Your mother's your wife's mother, your wife's father is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So your cousin and their children, they're strangers.
Right.
They're gonna get bit.
Well, right. That's the thing, Tony. See, I would never bring a dog out. I wouldn't let people like that around a strange dog. Yeah, maybe I'll bring puppies out. Maybe I'll bring juvenile dogs out. I'm not going to bring a grown dog that's been unsocialized to be a guard dog around people. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but wait a minute. So now it's been unsocialized to be a guard dog, but before it's the bloodlines you're preserving that are these guard dogs. These are the best bloodlines, and that's how they think, and that's how their minds are. And you're right. Those dogs' minds are fucked up and unstable. But you call it unsocialized, and that's why they became a guard dog. So you got a lot to learn, man. I mean, I really, truly hope you reach out to some real mentors, real educated people. You can educate yourself on this, man. You educated yourself, and unfortunately, the internet gave you a fucked up education. You've educated from a bunch of jackasses. That's just the reality. And you've, in turn, when you educate people, you became that same jackass out here promoting some crazy shit, man. And like I said, I'm glad we can laugh because, I mean, I like you as a person. You're all right, man. Just extremely miseducated, man. That's all it is. And you'll get there, man. You'll learn. And
all
hopefully,
right,
so Tony, so what do you say to
the video of you that your dogs got loose and killed the neighbor, and Dave Wenrich and Mrs. Wenrich are going to prison?
What do you say to
your wife watches this because she might make you change.
No, I know that's impossible.
I hope she watches.
That's impossible.
She might make you change.
All right, gentlemen. Hey, it's Super Bowl Sunday. It was a good episode.
Yeah, let's get to the Super
It'll
Bowl.
be airing ASAP today.
You got it, guys.
Right.
No, it was cool. Also, if you ever want to reach out, you're more than welcome. You got my number. Ever want to talk? This is just one podcast we had to do.
Yeah. All right.
It was two of the best people to do it, man.
All right. Hey, David, thank you, bro.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
all right,
thanks.
fellas. All right, guys.
All right, bro.
Step into the realm of canine wisdom with our podcast, NWA Cane Corso, where we interview dog men and women from around the globe. Discover their talents and insights on breeding, training, nutrition, and the rich history of dogs. Tune in to the most underrated yet influential dog podcast on social media. Your journey into the dog world starts here.